Good morning, students. Welcome to our basic science class. In our last class, we have discussed about ants, size of ants, organisms which are smaller than ants, and organisms which are bigger than ants. In today's video, we are going to study different types of cells. Different types of cells. Now, the question comes to your mind, isn't it? What are cells? As we have discussed in our last class, there are organisms which are smaller than ants, which are very small, which we can't see through our naked eye. Those type of organisms are known as microorganisms. We can see those things through the microscope only. We discussed that, right? Examples also the paramecium, euglena, amoeba, different bacteria, viruses. There are many microorganisms, and we have seen the size comparison also for these organisms. So what these organisms are made up of? What is amoeba? We humans, animals, elephant, isn't it? Or plants. What all these things are made up of? What this body is made up of? The answer will be cells. Each and every body, our human body, also made up of many small units, like making a house or making a wall. While making a wall, what we are doing, we are taking many bricks and arranging one brick on another one, then another brick, isn't it? Like that we are making walls. So by using bricks, we are making walls, and when the walls are combining, we are getting a new home or house or shelter. In the same way, small units are combined to form a body. So our body is made up of small units. These small units are known as cells. When we are talking about humans, we can say animal cells. When we are talking about other animals also, we can say animal cells. When we are talking about plants, we can say plant cells. So there are mainly two types of cells. One is animal cell and other one is plant cell. Animal cell and plant cell. And these cells are also divided into many other categories. If you are checking our human body is having different types of cells. You can see a list here. We will discuss this list in detail. There are different types of cells mentioned in this, isn't it? Epithelial cell will be the cardiac cell, nervous cell, sperm, ovum. Different types of cells are there. So as I said, our body is made up of small units which are known as cells. Now the question is, if you take a small baby
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
and a grown-up adult person, are the cells in the same size? My body cell size, I'm a grown-up person, I'm an adult. My body cell size and the small baby cell size will be same. What do you think? So to compare the cell size, you can use the first example I said. When we are making a building, just think you are making a small house and another one a big house. To make the small house and the big house, are we using different size bricks? No, right? For small house and big house, we are using the same size of the brick. The brick size will be same for small house and big house. Same example or same comparison we can do in our body also. If it's a small kid or young elder person or adult person, the size of the cell will be same. So you can see that question in your textbook. Size of the cell in small person or young person and an adult person. Now you got the answer. The size of the cell in a small baby and a grown-up person will be same. Now we are moving to a small laboratory experiment or test. As you know, we can't use the laboratory at present. in future when the physical class starts. I hope we can do that. Now I'm going to show you how to collect cells from our body and test by using a microscope. For this purpose, we are collecting our cheek cells from our mouth. So we can collect the cheek cells. That experiment is very easy. The students can do that. So you can collect the cheek cells from your mouth and test it by using or observe it by using a microscope. There are materials, different materials required. Stain is required, slide is required, microscope, and cheek cells. Everything we can see. So this, after seeing this experiment, you will understand how to collect cheek cells and how can we observe cheek epithelial cells. The name is cheek epithelial cells through microscope. See this experiment.
For this experiment, we'll need the following: human cheek epithelial cells, methylene blue stain solution, glass slides and cover slips, droppers, tweezers and pins, toothpick, blotting paper strips, glycerin, compound light microscope. To begin the experiment, take a toothpick and gently scrape the inner wall of your cheek. Place the scrapings on a glass slide. Add a drop of methylene blue solution and allow the cells to take up the stain for 2 to 3 minutes. Now carefully blot out some amount of excess stain if necessary, while making sure to avoid blotting out the cheek cells as much as possible. Now add a drop of glycerin onto the slide. Gently lower a cover slip on the specimen while making sure to avoid trapping any air bubbles. Observe the slide under low and high power of the microscope. Human cheek epithelial cells are a fine example of eukaryotic animal cell. The cheek epithelial cells, like most animal cells, are irregular in shape and structural outline. They are composed of a thin cell membrane that encloses a cytoplasm along with a large, centrally located, oval-shaped nucleus. The cell organelles are embedded within the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm also contains numerous cytoplasmic granules. You may also be able to observe deeply stained dots on the surface of the cheek cells. These are bacterial cells of the oral cavity.
Now you have seen how can we collect and observe epithelial cells or our cheek cells. We can do this experiment, it's very easy. We can do it when we are getting a microscope, when we are conducting physical class. Next, how many cells will be there in a human body? How many cells will be there in a human body? Any guess? There will be millions of cells in a human body. Like we are making a big building or big flat, we are using many bricks, right? In the same way, the size of the cells are very small. We can see the cells only through the microscope, and there are all these small cells combined or arranged in an order to form the body. So there are millions of cells in a human body. Then just imagine an elephant. How many cells will be there in an elephant's body? There will be billions, right? Okay. Now we are going to see the types of cells in our human body. We are going to study in detail the types of cells in our human body. So there will be some slides available in laboratory and all, or else we can prepare slides as we have seen in that video. So what we can do is we can collect or we can take our blood and we can prepare the slide. We can collect cheek cells and prepare the slide, and we can observe through the microscope. Here you can see two pictures. You can see these two pictures in your textbook also. So names are not given in your textbook. So by observing these pictures, you have to write the names of these cells. First one and second one. Second one, maybe you got an idea after observing the video. That is cheek cell or epithelial cheek cell. Epithelial cheek cell, or we can say animal cell, isn't it? Other one, that is blood cells. When we are testing our blood, we can see blood cells, white blood cells, red blood cells, isn't it? All those things will be there. So one is blood cell, other one is cheek cell. So the answer is blood cell and epithelial cheek cell. So in your textbook you can write the answer. One is blood cell and the other one is epithelial cell. Blood cell and epithelial cell. So write down this answer in your textbook. Make sure you are pausing the video while writing the answer. Next, we are going to check some more cells in our human body. As we said, there are different types of cells in our human body. Some cells you can see in our cheek, some cells you can see in your heart muscles, some cells you can see in your brain, and some cells you can see in your muscles. So different types of cells are there. And some examples, as we have already seen, you can see some of those examples. Muscle cell is the neuron cell, isn't it? Different types of cells are there. In the beginning I said cells are mainly divided into two categories. One is animal cell and other one is plant cell. So let's see about animal cell. Look at this picture of animal cell. Look at this diagram, labeled diagram. There are many things in it, right? When you're studying about an animal cell, it looks very complicated. We don't want this diagram. We can study a simple one. You're in class 6. It's a very easy one you can study. Look at this diagram, animal cell diagram. There are some components mentioned in that animal cell, isn't it? As we said, cell is a very small unit and there are different components inside the small unit. Look at this animal cell. So in this diagram, outer layer, outside, what you can see, like our skin, what you can see on the outside of this diagram, cell membrane. That is cell membrane. After cell membrane, what you can see, cytoplasm, then nucleus. These are the main parts of a cell, animal cell. So when we are talking about animal cell, when we are drawing the diagram or labeling the diagram of an animal cell, three parts you have to label mainly. One is outer layer, which is cell membrane, which works as a layer to protect the inside components like our skin. Cell membrane will be there. After that, cytoplasm. That is a jelly-like substance. A jelly-like area will be the cytoplasm. In that cytoplasm, nucleus is there. Which nucleus is a part which controls all the functions in the cell. Like our brain controls our human body actions and functions, right? The same way this nucleus is controlling the cell functions. So three main parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. These are the main parts of an animal cell. Now you can see two diagrams. You can see the same two diagrams in your textbook, and this will be related to your follow-up activity. So I'm giving you the follow-up activity now. No need to search it at the end of the video. Look at this. This is a follow-up activity you have to do. By observing these two diagrams, you have to label them. How can you label? First, you have to copy these two diagrams into your notebook. After drawing these two diagrams in your notebook, you have to label it. This is the way you have to do. Okay, so this will be your follow-up activity. Draw these diagrams into your notebook and label them. Okay, so today what are the things we have learned? We have learned there are many small basic units in every body. The name of those things are cells, isn't it? They are very small, and there are different types of cells. There are blood cells, nerve cells, muscle cells, cardiac cells. Different types of cells are there, and there are mainly three parts in a cell that we have to study. That is cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. There are other components also, like you have seen in the other diagram, mitochondria, many complicated things are there. You don't need to study each and every detail given in the diagram. I'm just showing this to you for a reference. If you want to see what are the other components, if you are curious to know what are the other components in a cell. Okay, so these are the things you have to study from today's class: cell and types of cells, and how to label a cell diagram, or how to draw a cell diagram, or how to identify an animal cell. How can we identify? Three main things you have to see: cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Okay, so that's all from today's class. Study well. Have a nice day.